Hello everyone, today I'm here to talk to you about my first impressions of Reiner Knizia's Equinox. This is basically a bidding game where you're trying to bid early to say these creatures will still be in the sort of race at the end. They haven't disappeared and they are still there at the end of the game. You get more points the earlier on in the game that you bid. There's even a secret one that you can bid on and no one else knows that you've got. What are some good things and some bad things? The artwork is really nice. It uses a lot of iconography. Now, for that first game, for the first couple of games, that's okay. It's good. A lot of the iconography really makes sense. You know, there's a symbol and you're like, okay, that's that symbol, and it's used multiple times across cards and stuff like that. And then there's a few where it's like, I need to check the rules on that one again. And for the first couple of games, you'll definitely get that. Now, why is that? There's 16 different creatures in the game, and each game you'll use a random selection of 8. So a real positive, you've got variety straight out the box. You know, you play another game, even with the same creatures, it will turn out completely different. Then you remove a couple, add a few more in, and the different powers on offer, well, they're going to make it a very different experience. Once you've played a bit, it's fine, you can kind of understand everything. But for that first time, with that first teach, it certainly wasn't easy. Century Spice Road was definitely a lot easier to teach than this one. I'm just using that as an example because it's another Plan B game. But this one was a little harder to teach just because the bidding and everything, that makes a lot of sense. Playing cards, that makes a lot of sense. But then you have to factor in who's controlling the creatures and who is actually able to use the powers, let alone what the powers are. If it wasn't for those powers though, I think the game wouldn't really be that special. It's the powers that allow you to do something different on your turn, allow you to do something special from the other players around the table. That's what sets Equinox apart. Otherwise, it would be kind of a little boring in terms of bid, play a card, okay, carry on. Because sometimes you're playing a card and triggering abilities, now that gets things interesting. Maybe you're taking a bidding token back, maybe you're able to take a card from the table, discard a card off the table, and things like that. And that's going to really influence what creatures stay in the rounds, because at the end of each round, the card the creature with the lowest card value, the lowest strength, is going to be eliminated effectively for the rest of the game. Now, that's quite important if that's the ones you've bid on, so you're really not going to want that to happen. All in all, though, it's fun, it's a good experience. There are 2 versions that, from what I can tell, are identical apart from the covers, and you can have some fun with this one. I just think for that first play, there should have been something in the rulebook which is like, start with these 8 because these are the easier 8 creatures, and then go on and shuffle these harder ones in if you wanted later on. There's not that, and I just feel the powers, while they make the game once you've played it once or twice, that first play could put a few people off because that holds it back from really being family weight. You know, that first play will capture some people but put others off. But if you give it a chance, it's a fun little game. Anyway, that's Equinox, and I'm Oliver East, signing out.